Hello and welcome in this video. Today I want to show you one single tool, which is the EZA. It's pretty cool and it replaces the ls tool. If you're on Linux, I'm certain you have been using ls daily because this is what allows you to check what file is where and what directory. And that's a very common thing to use, even with a bunch of flags. I mean, ls is already very cool and it's been there forever. But because it's been there forever, people started thinking, why don't we make it better? And that's why you have people like this community here. Imagine 120 contributors. That is quite a big project. I mean, there is bigger, of course, but this is quite a big project because many people like the idea to have something better for their ls, for their daily ls prompts. So it's made mostly in Rust. I mean, most of those cool tools that have been made lately have been in Rust because Rust has so many advantages. I mean, of course, you can debate, is it good to make a kernel or whatever, like all those discussions with Linus Torvald. But I think Rust is pretty cool because it's like avoiding all the bugging and like it's much better at handling code. And you have really a lot of advantages. It's also very quick. Like you see the difference. There are other tools we can use with Rust that are so great. Anyway, and then on that page, you also see like they've put a bunch of indications like all the flags you can use. Of course, a bunch of them are the same than what you would use on ls, but you have some nice things that you don't have on ls. I'm not sure which one exactly because I don't know by heart all the flags that you have on ls, but I know that there is more clearly. And also you even have custom themes. Like this is really cool, I think. You can check the themes available. I didn't plan to go through the themes today, but let's see. I don't want to make it too long in that video. I just want to present shortly what EZA does. Why is it better than ls? Why, in my case, I even aliased all my ls stuff into using EZA. Because why do you need ls in the end if EZA is just better? I just aliased ls into EZA because ls is simple and you always use it, so I don't need to think. I'm just using ls commands. Actually even combining things from EZA, and that just works for me, but maybe it will work for you. Anyway, let's jump into it. I have here a container. It's running Debian Trixie, the latest Debian. And we are going to update the apt cache. So it's running on Proxmox, but it really doesn't matter where you have your stuff. Important is, well, let's first install. EZA. And by the way, EZA is a fork. Oh, okay, yeah, I need to install stuff. EZA is a fork of EXA. So before it was called EXA, but the new one is called EZA with ZEZA. And this is the new project. This new project is continued. It's updated. I mean, if we look back at our stuff here, we'll see that the latest commits were pretty recent, like 3 months ago, you see, last month something. I mean, we can go through the commits, but I think it's like, you see, there was even a commit, man. There is a commit, what's the day? It's today. Like, it's really a lot of people are working on it. I mean, it's constantly upgraded and it's really doing well. I think a lot of people started using it, and because some people started using it, it started also advertising it, which is how I heard about it, and I just want to share it further with you. It's okay if everybody shares it, I think, in its own way, and then we will just use something better. Of course, I'm a little Linux advocate, and I encourage you to use Linux, but it's also working on different OSs. I think it specifies somewhere that it's working. Where is it? It should be set somewhere that it's working on Windows and Mac OS and all you want, basically. Yeah, EZA is available for Windows, Mac OS, and Linux. I haven't tried it on Windows, Mac OS, but apparently it's working there fine as well. And you have the packaging status on different versions on different distributions. Yeah. So anyway, I'm downloading it from the main package manager. I'm not checking the version here, so there might be some slight differences depending on the version. But since I'm using Debian Trixie, it should be relatively new. You see here Debian 13. This is Debian Trixie, so I should be on that. 14. I didn't know it was even in development now. So this is the future version. It must be the new test. As soon as this one is has been up, they probably started working on Debian 14. Anyway, so let's start using it. I already aliased some stuff, so you can use aliases. If I go through, I mean, I will clear this. If you go into your whatever you're using, Bash or Z shell or whatever. I mean, on Windows it will be different again. But if I do Z shell RC and I check for EZA, I already prepared here a couple of lines. Like, you can use lines like this. I will explain it to you. But essentially, the idea is that I'm combining EZA with some flags, and I'm aliasing it with some replacement commands, which are like ls, ll, la, lt, and lls, and then it does cool things. So I recommend you do that. Also, another thing is EZA is showing up nice icons. I can show it to you actually if I do lslan. So you see now I'm already using EZA, and when I do lslan, it's not the regular ls that's being used, it's the EZA because I'm using it here, you see. And also it grouped stuff together. Now, if I add the icons here, it will show little icons which are pretty neat. And it's nice because then you recognize things quicker and easier, right? You, with one look, you recognize what is a file without extension. You recognize what is a bash file. You recognize what is a Z shell file. You recognize these Vim files as well. You see the little Vim icon. This is so cool. And here you see the little script icon, and you have so many icons. Of course, you need to have the font installed, but the cool thing is it doesn't need to be installed on the client on which you are, on the server on which you are logging in. It only needs to be installed on the workstation from which you are accessing it. Like if you are, for instance, on your PC or on your laptop, and then you access your any kind of server, then it will be available. So you just need to install it on the workstation from which you are accessing servers. In my case, I have my PC, it's installed here, so I see already the icons. You don't need to install it on every server. EZA has to be installed there, but the icons not. Okay. And you can modify it by checking the preferences of your favorite terminal. In my case, I'm using Kitty, and I could go into the preferences, but yeah, let's not go too deep into this. So I prepared some little demo directory in this container. So you can see it here, I think. Where is it? EZA demo. Yeah, exactly. cd EZA demo. And we will just browse stuff there. So let's say now I do ls here. So I will just see it like EZA basic. Now let's say I do from my, you see here, if I do ll, I will have -l, which will show the groups, I think, and well, the permissions, sorry. And with icons, to show icons, you will have a header, and it will group directory first, and the time style will be long ISO, and you will have H for human readability, I think. So, so if I do this, for instance, I will see which user, and you see it's neat because you also have this little header here, so it's nicely calibrated. You have the colors, like you see immediately the permissions. The size is displayed in the case of a file and not in the case of a directory. But let's do it like this. You see it will already display stuff, but if I do LSL and icons, it will display more. Now we could do some grouping. For instance, you can also do LLS modified and reverse. It will reverse the order. You see, you can invert this. So yeah, this does things like this. You can show the extensions also. Let's go into, for instance, the assets directory. I forgot what I put there with the script, but you just have a big file. So in this case, I might be interested in doing, I think I put, yeah, exactly. I have some, in this case, I put some flag with this. So if I do ls and icons and size, I think, Is size a thing? No, I think it should be like this, like that. Opa. Yeah, exactly. And you see, it's already showing, even it has a little icon for the bin file. That's funny. So, and you see the weight, and you see the permission thingy. If you do without like this, you will see my name instead of the ID number and the user ID. And yeah, it's pretty cool. Now, one neat feature that is to be shown, it's important, I mean, it's one of the coolest thing is the tree. Normally, you would need to install a little application, a little tool like tree. Well, here in EZA, it's integrated. So if I do LT, I think I did already integrate the tree there. If you look at my, if you look at those aliases, I have the tree, it's here. So the tree, okay, I put it like this. It's --tree for the flag, for the tree flag, then icons for the icon flag, then group directory first, okay? And then level equals 2. So it means I will only go at a depth of 2. I think in the tree application, this would be using the depth flag, but here it's using the level flag. It doesn't really matter, it's the same principle. So if you do I can do ls just for EZA, or I could do EZA, you know, and icons and tree, and it would already display me the whole stuff. If I go back one step and then I do the icons tree, I will see a nice tree, and it will, in the case of a huge, let's say you have a bunch of files and directories and it's complicated, well, it will show up everything, and it's pretty neat, really. Like, you see everything, all the tree in one go. It's clear, it's nice, you have colors, you have icons. It really helps to save you some time finding something through the file manager, let's say. You just find it here, and it's just neat, right? So if you want to see, for instance, the total size of everything, you could use the total size, but for that we would need to have several files. Let's go into the assets again, I think. And then we have only one file, but let's say I will copy big file and I will call it bigfile2.bin. And then I should have two files, and they have the same weight. But if I do lslan and then total size, I think, then this should show me the total size. Well, it doesn't. It doesn't matter. It's pretty neat anyway. So yeah, EZA only displays size for files. Yeah, directories show. So when size sorting, we do it inside directory. Yeah. So this doesn't work, but yeah. Calculate folder sizes recursively. Okay. So I should then go like this, and let's do like this. Lan s and let's do assets. And then total size. Let's try. Total size. I'm curious to see if it will. Maybe if I do. Actually, I'm wondering. I never tried. If I do tree and lan s, will it show me? Oh wow! It's also showing. That's pretty cool. You see, it's also showing a line. You combine the tree with the every sizes of things, and here it becomes. You see the total size, and that's neat, because you see the sizes of the directories. So this is exactly what I wanted. Sorry, I haven't tried it before, so I was testing with you. So yeah, it's very cool, right? You can do different things. You can also display the time. So if I do ll and I do time style equals relative, then you will see actually when it was created. So when it was modified. You see, I modified it very recently because I added some files. So you see that it's been 1 minute. And this is also neat, right? Like you see, you can see quickly in a blink, you can see, let's actually combine this with tree and icons. Icons is already there, but with tree. So you can see here, wow, this is cool. Like you see in there, 2 minutes, it's been 2 minutes before, it was 1 minute, but time has passed. And then here you see that the big file 2.bin has been modified 2 minutes ago. This is pretty cool, I think. All these things are pretty cool. You can also, you have a bunch of options. I mean, again, I invite you really to check all the options that you have here. This is huge and this is very cool. I'm just giving you a hint. And of course, a lot of them are already in the LS, but this kind of stuff, I don't think this is. I mean, this is pretty neat. Then the custom themes, you can try that. I don't know, I could go forever with this. I have also something I wanted to show you. This is, okay, I need to start a little script I was having. I think this is the name of the script, yeah. I will make a little, normally it should have created a little demo thingy. So where do I have it? Let's get it. I forgot what I did with this. Make is a demo Git. I want to show you also the Git capacity this thing has. So we are creating initial commit, modify source stuff. No. And it's in EZA demo as well. So let's go there. And here you will see normally, you see what happens here? This thing here, it's already showing where we are. It didn't happen before, you see? We are in a Git. This little script just created a Git directory. Like this is Git managed. So now we can, of course, do some Git commands in there. And that's the cool thing about EZA. It combines the tree, Git stuff, and more features, and it's all in color and beautiful. Am I selling it good? I think you want to buy this software. Oh, well, it's free, so don't buy it, just get it. Anyway, here you see you have some Git flags, which is pretty cool as well. I mean, if you have a huge, mostly, I will be honest with you, I'm using VS Code for the most part when I'm doing some development. I'm mostly a system engineer, so I don't do so much of development, but I'm working a lot with Ansible, and we have a lot of, the tree is enormous in my Ansible repository. So this thing would be actually quite useful, and I haven't started using it with my my repositories, but I might just do it. It's pretty cool. You see in a blink what's new, what's not. And you see the little symbols have a meaning. Like when it's N, I think it's new, and the M is modified, and I'm just checking here. The question mark is untracked. The exclamation mark is ignored. Like you have a bunch of things that you can do with Git, right? And then you have also some enhancement you can have. I'm switching to something else, but this is just the little Git features that you're having here, which are pretty neat. I think it's very cool. And the visual enhancements you can, so let's do like this. I will use the flag header that we had before, right? It immediately putting a header for everything, because like if you, let's say, if we were using, okay, I will just, I think it's here, right? I will just use the regular ls. Now it's alias, so I can't use the regular ls normally. But if I just use it like this, will it display header? No, you see, it doesn't have this kind of flag. So it would just display things like this, and there is no header. If you do, let's say, like this, then you will see things, but you don't have a header. I think the header also is important when you have some things like this, right? So if I do now ll header, then you will see this header, which is cool. Then you have smart grouping. I don't even know what that does. Let's try it. Smart group. Aha. Well, in this case, it doesn't have much to group, but let's go into assets. Yeah, why not? And let's see, Aslan, and I will create maybe make dir shubidoo, and I will create some file, touch file.txt. I suppose it will just touch shubidoo.txt. I suppose it will order them together. What could I do? Touch py.py and touch shell.shell. I don't know. Touch script.shell. And let's see now. I'm curious to see with the smart group. Yeah, it groups. That's what I thought. It will group similar extensions together, which is pretty neat as well. You see. And you can also use this along with color. Scale equals size. Aha, you can recolor the size. That's also nice. And I think you can do it with age as well. Oh wow, that's also nice. Yeah, you see, so it will make a scale, a grading of colors for different items, and you can decide what. Like in this case, I said color scale age. Then you will have a grading of the age, like the date will show differently. Now, if we combine this with the what was it? The relative. Wait a second, I forgot how it's called. Relative. Yeah. Okay. Let's. But not this. Let's combine this one with this. Zip. And with the tree. Let's be crazy. I am trying out things with you now. I don't know. I didn't do this. But see, it's also grading the relative times. Wow, this is so neat. I really like it. So anyway, these are things I haven't been using, but I'm just discovering with you. It's so cool. So yeah, I'm a bit geeky and enthusiastic about this because, you know, when you've been working with tools like Alias for so long and then you start doing this, I think it's just nice and pleasant. And I know some people in my company that didn't know about this and they were also very enthusiastic. I mean, I have a bunch of nerds as well in my company. So, but yeah, I hope it was helpful. I hope I convinced you to use something like EZA. Check out what's on their website. They might have some updates as well. If you're a developer, even you can even contribute and try to help them make this software better. I mean, this is the beauty of open source, and yeah, feel free to use it. If you have questions about it that I might help you with, like the font or something, ask in the comments. And see you around in the other videos.